Hi, my name is Davin with In Season Nevada. What we're going to be going over in this video is the different months of the year and the best animals to pursue in those months. We're also going to be talking about the most productive activities that you can be doing in the off season to make your next hunting season even better. With that being said, let's jump right into why we are making this video. We used to be called The Catch Today. We've rebranded to In Season Nevada because as I've become a husband and a father, organizing my calendar has become way more important. So I want this channel to help you guys as hunters focus on being successful in every season of life. And that includes both the on season and the off season. So with that being said, let's jump right into some of the best hunting opportunities that you can pursue in January. In January, we have the bulk. I feel like this is the peak of the small game hunting season, or at least what I call the second peak of the small game hunting season, depending on how you look at it. But you have fur bearing open, you have rabbit open, you have quail, duck, chukar, all open and available to be hunted. You also have to look out for turkey tag applications, which become available in January in order to apply for them. Just make sure that you look for them early on and know those dates, because turkey tags are only open for 7 days in order to be able to apply for them. All right, next thing is February. February, a lot of the duck season has calmed down. We also see the end of the chukar and quail season happening in February, and rabbit ends at the very end of February. But coyotes are in the middle of their breeding right now in February. So it's a great opportunity to get some late season coyotes before those springtime coats start to come in and those nice beautiful winter coats shed off. All right, coming into March, we have gear cleanout. It's the best thing that you can be doing at the beginning of March, because a lot of the wildlife conservation groups are hosting their banquets. So it's a great opportunity for you to inventory gear that is either broken or missing in your arsenal of what you envision for your perfect loadout, and also to go out and support a lot of these conservation groups in their banquets, because they have a lot of gear giveaways, and those gear sales drive a lot of habitat improvement that happens in order to make sure that there are more animals next season and for years to come. So make sure you get out and support those banquets. Also, it's a great networking opportunity in order to get access to other hunting opportunities you normally wouldn't have access to. Another thing I need to mention, at the end of March, we have our tag applications available. So make sure you're looking out for those dates in March, because that's when we apply for our big game tags. April and May, I've lumped these two together because a lot of the same activities happen in this time of year. We have a lot of conservation events that happen in the early spring. A lot of those conservation groups want to put that money to work as soon as possible to make sure that these projects get completed before the hunting season comes around next year. I guess towards the end of the year in August and September. That's when a lot of these conservation groups are less focused on habitat improvement and more focused on whatever tags they drew. Another thing that happens in April and May is the turkey season, the spring turkey hunt. So if you're interested in hunting turkeys, this is a great opportunity to, if you've drawn a tag, to go out there and get your turkey tag filled. We also have tag results coming out at the end of May. So just think of like all the things that are happening in this time frame. You can be productive and building friendships with people who know more about the area that you're possibly going to draw than you do. And the best time to ask for advice is later on in the friendship, when you've already put in the sweat equity at the beginning. Not, hey, I drew a tag, and then now you're just willing to be friends with anybody who'll give you free information. So just consider that in your overall strategy of life, possibly. And you'll probably be more successful in years to come if that's how you view your relationships with other hunters and your friendships out there when it comes to your hobbies. In June, this is the best time to sight in your rifle. I don't believe in buying a new rifle just for whatever tag I drew. I definitely believe in using the light rifle that I used in previous years. If you haven't drawn a tag, it's a good opportunity to do some target practice anyway, because in June we have some cooler weather before it gets really hot down here in southern Nevada. June is also right in the middle, in between when small game hunting season ends and the next small game hunting season starts in September. So it's kind of like that great opportunity to just kind of make sure you knock the dust off. In July, this is when I am focused on boot, backpack, and any kind of binocular sales. These 3Bs of hunting, the boot, the backpack, the binoculars, are probably the categories that you can invest the most amount of money in and actually increase your odds of filling your tag. You see, your rifle is probably not the limiting factor in your success when it comes to getting a tag filled. Your boots, your backpack, your binoculars have a way higher importance because you're going to be using those items for a way longer period of time during your hunt than your rifle. It's also a good opportunity to start scouting for access, and if you can, start scouting for water. Coming into August, we have the beginning of the pronghorn season for rifle, for horns longer than ears. We also have some early season archery tags available for a variety of different species of big game. So keep an eye out. If you drew one of those tags, then you're probably going to be hunting those in August. And if you haven't drawn one of those tags, just realize that when you're out there scouting, there are going to be people on early season hunts already in the field. This is a great time to start scouting for camping locations because the people that are hunting whatever species they're hunting for right now aren't going to be there in the later seasons. So a lot of those campgrounds that you see those people using are going to be available possibly for you later on in the season when you have your tag. Coming into September, I like to say that if you have an elk or a pronghorn tag, you are pretty dang lucky because this is when the elk and pronghorn rut. If you don't have an elk or a pronghorn tag or any September tag, there's some muzzleloader tags available for mule deer as well in September. But if you don't have a tag in September, great opportunity for small game is dove hunting. A lot of people don't hunt doves, but in my opinion, it's the perfect target practice because nothing will humble you more like missing 10 shots in a row on opening day of dove. Coming into October, we have the main rifle seasons for mule deer and elk happening. Now, depending on the unit is dependent on how many tags are given out. But in general, we have an early, a mid, and a late rifle season tag for mule deer and elk. So something to keep an eye out for is that there are different rifle seasons that all happen in some way, shape, or form in October. We also have the beginning of the duck season. Nevada is broken up into 4 main duck zones at the filming of this video. And 2 of those duck zones typically have the same opening day, which means we actually have 3 different opening days in Nevada. We have the northeast zone, then we have the west and the south zone, and then we have the Moapa Valley portion of Clark County zone. Those 3 opening days are, spread out through the end of September all the way through the end of October. And they're typically spaced 2 weeks apart. We also have the opening of chukar season and quail season in October as well. But in my opinion, hitting the opening day of chukar is probably not the best use of my time. I'd much rather be doing something else in October and then come around to chukar and quail in November because rabbit season opens up November 1st. And a lot of those rifle hunters that are pursuing mule deer and elk have already filled their tags. And so it's a way better time to be up in the uplands in November, especially since duck hunting can be kind of tough in November. So there's a great opportunity to pursue rabbits, quail, and chukar in November. If you're lucky enough to have a mule deer tag in November, this is actually when the mule deer rut. So just keep in mind that there are very limited opportunities to hunt mule deer during the rut. But if you're lucky enough, just understand that mule deer rutting in most parts of the state will be active in November. Coming into December, we have late season tag opportunities, late season duck, and the beginning of the fur-bearing seasons, or at least when the fur-bearing seasons become really good, because a lot of these fur-bearing animals are starting to grow in that thick winter coat. Another thing to look out for, just as a bonus tip when it comes to networking with people, is a lot of wildlife conservation groups will be hosting a wide variety of different holiday events in the months of November and December. I encourage you to show up to one of these events, socialize with some people, and understand that everybody there wants the same thing that you want, right? They want people that are going to help improve the environment, as well as give them knowledge and information, so that way we can all be more successful together. I wish you the best of luck in every season of life. If you want to check out a wildlife conservation group that's going to help you be more successful and is also dedicated to giving back to Nevada's habitat, I would check out Wildlife Habitat Improvement Nevada. Appreciate you for watching, and have a great day.